Hello, folks. This is David. Grumpy Mike is out of the studio today, so I'll be your host for the very first Grumpy Mike's This Day in History. So let's get started. March 1st in history. The day things got real. Just another square on the calendar for most folks. But history, don't sleep. History wakes up on March 1st and says, hold my coffee. 1781. America tries to figure itself out. Articles of Confederation. Before we had a constitution, before we had 24-hour news, before we had people arguing on the internet about pineapple on pizza, we had the Articles of Confederation. 13 states looked at each other and said, hey, let's be united, and then immediately said, but not too united. It was the political equivalent of roommates splitting the electric bill but refusing to share groceries. It didn't work great, but it was the first attempt, and sometimes the first attempt is messy. 1872. The world gets its first national park. Yellowstone National Park. March 1st, 1872. Yellowstone becomes the first national park on planet Earth. Before that, if you wanted to see a geyser, a canyon, or a herd of bison, you just hoped nobody tried to build a railroad through it. For once, just once, America said, let's not pave this. And that, my friends, is a miracle. Nature, untouched, majestic. And somewhere, a tourist is still trying to pet a buffalo. 1954, Castle Bravo, 1954, the U.S. tests the most powerful hydrogen bomb in its history. And let me tell you something. When you name something Castle Bravo, it sounds like a resort. It was not a resort. It was Cold War tension turned into a mushroom cloud. The blast was stronger than expected. Fallout spread farther than planned. And the world got a reminder. Just because you can push the button doesn't mean you should be casual about it. 1969. Jim Morrison gets arrested on stage in Miami because in the 60s, rock concerts were less family event and more, what in the world just happened? It was loud, it was rebellious, it was messy, and it scared every PTA president in America. But here's the thing. Every generation shocks the one before it. That's not new. That's tradition. 2005. A line gets drawn, Roper versus Simmons. March 1st, 2005. The Supreme Court rules you can't execute someone for a crime committed under 18. You can debate policy all day long. But history shows this. Societies evolve. Lines move. Standards change. And whether you agree or not, March 1st became one of those line-in-the-sand days. Well, that was a few of the things that happened on March 1st in history. March 1st isn't flashy like July 4th. It doesn't get fireworks. It doesn't get sales at the mattress store. But it's one of those days where you realize nations experiment. Land gets preserved. Weapons get tested. Rock stars get arrested. Courts redraw lines. History isn't neat. It's loud, complicated, human. And every once in a while, it happens on a random Tuesday called March 1st. If history teaches us anything, it's that today might not look important, until 100 years from now. If you were born on March 1st, here are the people you share a birthday with. Apparently, March 1st was Overachiever Day. You ever notice, folks, some days in history produce giants, and some days produce the guy who invented decaf. March 1st? Oh no, March 1st decided to show off. Let's start in 1784. A baby is born. Name, Zachary Taylor. This man grows up, becomes a war hero, and then becomes President of the United States. Meanwhile, I felt accomplished today because I found my reading glasses on my head. Then March 1st wasn't done. Oh no, 1944. Roger Daltrey is born. Lead singer of The Who, this man spent his life screaming into microphones while millions cheered. I scream in my office. And HR calls me. 1954. Ron Howard. Richie Cunningham himself. Grows up, becomes a legendary Hollywood director. Wins Oscars. creates masterpieces. Meanwhile, I still can't figure out how to work the TV remote without accidentally ordering a documentary about Peruvian goat farmers. Then, 1994, Justin Bieber, born. This kid makes videos in his living room, gets discovered, becomes a global superstar. I made videos in my living room once, not going to expand on that one. And finally, 1978, Jensen Ackles, TV hero, handsome, fights demons, saves the world. I fight demons too. They're called staffing shortages. You see, March 1st gave the world presidents, rock stars, legends, heroes, people who changed history. And you know what? Good for them. Because the truth is, most of us won't be famous. Most of us won't be remembered in history books. Most of us just get up, show up, do our job, fight our battles, and try to hold the walls together. So everything doesn't come crashing down, and there's something honorable about that. Tonight's episode brought to you by Motivation, now discontinued for budget reasons.